Welcome to the News at Rider. I'm Kelly Sousa. Students at Rider University are becoming more and more frustrated with parking availability on campus. Kyle Malcolm has more.
Hi, I'm Kyle Malcolm and I'm reporting for the Rider News. Today's story, parking. Is it an inconvenience for you? We find ourselves in Rider's commuter parking lot today, and as you can see that there's many cars, meaning many commuters. We have over 5,000 students that attend this campus. During this past summer, Riders decided to widen its parking lots due to many complaints from previous semesters. Let's hear from some arriving commuters.
Well, coming here in the morning, it's difficult to find parking spots. I'll usually be late to early classes, so it's difficult. It usually takes me around 15 to 20 minutes to find parking. It's very tedious. I'll usually have to circle around the parking lot and follow people just to find a spot.
There are some 5,000 students on this campus, about 2,000 of those students being commuters. With such huge amounts of commuters, some work was done over the summer to extend the parking lots and make commuter life a little bit easier. As you can see here, people are illegally parking in fire lanes, resulting in tickets and fines. This could be due to the lack of parking. We were lucky to grab a word with two students that had just came from paying a parking fine.
It's not the greatest.
It could be better.
Not the worst. I've been late to class quite a few times because of Riders' parking situation.
Same. Obviously, we have a lot of commuters, a lot of people have cars on campus, so anything to improve that element of the campus is a great addition to our school.
It seems as though the improvements over the summer are indeed welcomed, but it is clear to commuters that Rider still has more to go. Well, that's the consensus for this story. I appreciate you for watching. I'm Kyle Malcolm reporting for the Rider News. Have a good day.
If you have any questions about parking, contact Public Safety at 609-896-5029 or stop by the Public Safety office located at the south entrance of campus. Students did, however, get a break from this frustration as the annual celebration of the university's history took place on the campus mall. I attended and got a chance to see just what Cranberry Fest is all about. Cranberry Fest, held on the campus mall, is one of Rider's traditional events, which serves to celebrate the colors and heritage of the university by means of celebration, including food, music, t-shirts, and even a little history lesson from an Andrew J. Rider lookalike. Event coordinator Nick Barbati told us what exactly this day is about and the reason behind it.
Well, Cranberry Fest is our first traditional event of the school year, and really what it does is it's the first ceremony where we all come together, the students, faculty, and staff come together to celebrate the kickoff of the school year. And really what we do today is celebrate our heritage, our school colors, Andrew J. Rider, who was called the Cranberry King of New Jersey, why we have our school colors. So it's just a big day to have just a big party on the campus mall, but really at the same time celebrate who we are.
Amongst all the food at Cranberry Fest, kettle corn seemed to be the crowd favorite. I caught up with some students to see what their favorite part was and what this day means to them.
Yeah, Cranberry Fest, it's awesome. It's a great day for everyone to come out together, enjoy this nice weather we're having, and the band is really cool. I got some kettle corn, so it's a great day.
What it means to me, it means fun, food, mostly the food. I love the food here. Tried all the sandwiches, good stuff. I would highly recommend Cranberry Fest to pretty much anyone in the world.
Cranberry Fest is pretty cool because it's just like everyone on campus is coming together, and I mean, it's nice out. That's like a bonus, and it's just good food. Just a really great time to socialize and stuff.
I like the music, and I like how everyone's coming together, and if you don't really know someone, if you're waiting in line, you can talk to them and you meet a new friend. Go Cranberry Fest!
Now that students have eaten, socialized, and listened to some music, they're headed to their afternoon classes, and Cranberry Fest will be back next year in the fall of 2012. For Com 331, I'm Kelly Sousa. Do you want to host that killer interview? Maybe get the news out to your peers? Or just experiment and have a little fun? The television studio, located in the second floor of the Fine Arts Building, is equipped with HD cameras, an equipment rental system, a control room, 8 editing suites, and guidance to help you develop the skills you need, such as shooting, producing, creating, and editing. Join one of our shows.
This is Backstage Story.
Hi, and welcome to Everyday Leadership.
Hey guys, I'm Kelly with your latest in pop news.
The Rider University Network's Bronx Blockbusters.
This week on the News at Rider.
Join us for a brand new year on a brand new set. Coming up, we'll take a look at a residence building that has something extra to offer women of the university this year. We'll be right back.
Are you ready? For Bronx Vision, tune in to see live and on-demand footage of all Rider home games, highlight videos, and exclusives. For more information, go to www.gobronx.com and get your Bronx on. Either tune in or get tuned out.
This year, there's a new program affiliated with Wright Hall, the all-female dormitory residence. This learning community promotes a comfortable environment for women interested in gender and sexuality studies. Let's send it over to Laura Diaz, who has more information.
I am Laura Diaz here at Wright Hall, the all-female dormitory here at Wright University. Wright, who has been catering the needs of women for many decades, has now taken a major step here at the residence life community, as well as Wright University's future.
Wright Hall, who is home to 150 females here at Rider University, is celebrating its 50 years of excellence, all due to the Dean of Women, Edith Wright, who had envisioned integrity, honor, and big goals for the women on campus.
Our vision of Wright Hall is to help these women think differently and act differently, and to develop a sense of self-esteem and empowerment through our programs and the mottos that we project through.
The learning community, Gender Sexuality Studies, is a minor that covers topics on feminism and gives the hall an opportunity to expand knowledge of different women and the struggles we have in society.
By Wright being a learning community now, the Gender and Sexuality Studies, I know a lot of girls that live there will love to have that in common, will love to discuss that.
With so much pride, the ladies of Wright Hall consider themselves as women who represent integrity, goals, honors, and tenacity.
It's a community of girls coming together, and anytime, I need anything, I can go to them and ask them. And it's women, so what I'm going through, I know they're going through, and we can get through it together.
Everyone is pretty much really nice to each other, and we just all live here, but you can say hi, and it's not awkward or anything like that.
A lot of people are different and they come from different backgrounds. There's a lot of girls that they don't feel comfortable by having guys within their dorm.
Rumors of Wright Hall becoming co-ed has given the new established learning community a positive feedback.
There are a lot of issues that college women face and women in general face that we are intentionally bringing to the forefront to educate the women of Wright and be aware of issues that are going on in the world.
Although Wright is one of the last resident halls to establish a learning community, its main focus is to cater to women who feel secure, empowered, and determined to make a difference here at Rider.
I feel that by having an all-girls dormitory, even though some people think oh no, that's the whole point of being in college, to interact with other people, but I feel you feel safe if you know that you're just with people that are like you. Although Wright Hall has adopted a learning community, it does not excuse ladies who just simply like living here because of the comfortability. This has been Laura Diaz. Talk to you soon.
When we come back, updates on a new coach and a new contract, which will greatly benefit students at Rider. Taking a look at Rider sports, the women's volleyball team is adjusting to their new coach, Chris Feliciano. Camelia Kuban sat down with him and talked about expectations for the season.
This is Camelia coming to you from Alumni Gym at Rider University. Last January brought a new year and a new coach for the women's volleyball team here at Rider. Chris Feliciano was hired as a head coach to turn the losing program into a winning one. He has been working hard with the team since August 10th to really try to turn the program around.
Feliciano comes to Rider with an accomplished background in the sport. He served as the men's and women's head coach at New Jersey City University. They both were very successful programs. Feliciano earned a Coach of the Year award while at New Jersey City University. In 2010, he served as assistant coach for Division I school Fordham University before coming to Rider in early 2011. Karen Torsha is the assistant athletic director here at Rider and is responsible for overseeing the volleyball program. She tells us what qualities the athletic staff was looking for in a new head coach.
Basically, we were looking for somebody with a lot of energy, young, had some Division I coaching experience as well as head coaching experience. Somebody who was going to bring just an energy and be able to change the culture, and we saw all those things in him.
Returning player and captain for the team, Stephanie Nudge, also tells us about the culture change that Coach Feliciano is making for the team.
We're competing in matches, as when before we would get swept in 3 games a lot, and this year if we do lose in 3 games, they're really close games and we're competing in every match.
While a culture change was needed, Feliciano also saw other flaws with the program that needed to be fixed.
Play, while there was a ton of gifted athletes here, I felt that they weren't being pushed in order to be, to reach their, their maximum potential. You come and watch games, and games would be over in 45 minutes, and you look at the team and you know that there's talent. So my biggest focus has been to bring out the best in every player that we have on our program.
With a record of 4-13, Feliciano still has some work to do. Hopefully, he will be able to bring some luck to the Bronx in the future.
Riders radio station 107.7 The Bronx has just signed a contract with returning Trenton Titans. This is an exciting opportunity for students to gain real-world experience and work firsthand with the local hockey team.
A lot of new and exciting things happening at the Bronx this year. The Trenton Titans of the ECHL have announced a partnership with 107.7 The Bronx. They will be broadcasting all 72 ECHL games on the air or online. John Moses, the general manager of 107.7 The Bronx, spoke of what the Bronx will do.
We will broadcast all 72 regular season games, either on 107.7 The Bronx or on 107.7thebronx.com. We do have some conflicts because we broadcast Rider Bronx men's women's basketball. On those days, we will broadcast the games via second stream, strictly for the Titans, that will be on 107.7thebronx.com. So people will be able to access that game and listen to it anytime, anywhere. We will also broadcast all playoff games, any and all playoff games. Hopefully, we will broadcast another ECHL Kelly Cup Championship.
Rich Lisk, president and CEO of the Trenton Titans, is very excited to work with the Bronx, especially their students.
The thing that really enticed me of coming here is that I want to work with the students. I want them to learn how to engineer games. I want them to learn how to be broadcasters. I want them to come work with the Titans when the time comes. We're talking about putting together a coaches show. If we put together a coaches show, we would have a student be the host of that. That, to me, is a big deal.
Bob Giaquinto, the program director for the Bronx, believes the partnership with the Titans will also add more listeners to the station.
But it also means that our station gets out there more. It gets more publicity. Because people are going to go to the games and they're going to see the board ads that we have. But they're also going to be able to hear us on the radio. They're going to be listening to 107.7 The Bronx.
The partnership between the Titans and the Bronx also allows the Titans to become more community-oriented.
We are a community team. We will be in the community. We will be doing a lot of grassroots things. And this is just a huge step for us in that direction.
For more information or to get involved, go on their website at 1077thebronx.com. I'm Tony Pernice.
This world is full of sadness, homelessness, and trash. You may feel helpless and alone. Join Alpha Phi Omega and give back to the community you love and be part of our family. Alpha Phi Omega is a national co-ed fraternity built on the principles of leadership, friendship, and service. We are here to build a family and to help our nation. APO is where you can help the community grow and grow as a person. You don't have to do this alone.
Now we have Camelia Kuban with Perspective, who sat down with feature editor of the Rider News, Lisa Henderson, to find out what exactly her job entails.
Hi, I'm Camelia Kuban, sitting down with senior Lisa Henderson from the Rider News. How are you, Lisa?
I'm good, thanks.
So what exactly is your position at the Rider News?
I am co-editor of the Features and Entertainment section of the Rider News.
So how did you get that position?
I was actually asked by Dr. Gariantes last year if I'd be interested in the position. She's been my teacher for several of my classes, and I was trained last semester, so I started in the position this September.
And what other sections of the paper are there?
We have the sports section, the opinion section, and the news section as well. And the entire paper is student run, so there are editors for each section.
Okay. What does your position entitle?
I do a couple of things over at the Rider News. One of my main jobs is to come up with stories for each week. The paper comes out weekly. And then I'm supposed to assign the stories to the different writers that we have. And the writers are just other students. Any student of any grade can, come and write for the Rider News. And then once I get the stories from those students a week later, I'll sit down and edit the stories, and some other editors will edit the stories as well. And then I lay out the page using Adobe InDesign.
So for the students that want to write for the paper, how do they get in contact or go about that?
Well, we have meetings for the Rider News every Monday, and they take place in the basement of Ridge House, which is in the back of campus. And every Monday, they'll get to meet with the editor from each section, whatever section they're interested in writing for, and they'll get to hear what stories are open for them to write.
And they can write as many stories as they'd like?
Absolutely. Students can come to us with ideas, for stories as well if they want to.
Okay. What inspires you to deliver quality work week after week?
I think that one of the most inspirational parts of it would be seeing the final product, because it's really nice to see students can pick up the paper at many different spots on campus. It's nice to see people reading your work and knowing that it's actually reaching people's eyes and that people are actually enjoying the work that we've done in the office. So it's rewarding in that sense. Also, our advisors, Dr. Gariantes and this man Randy, who actually used to work for the Rider News when he was a student here, they really encourage us to do the best work that we can, and they'll encourage us by saying different things like, work on your headlines, make them more exciting, work on your 3-paragraph leads, which are the beginnings of the stories, which is probably the most important part because that's going to, rope the reader into the story. So I think that, their encouragement, makes us want to do the best that we can as well.
So it's a good learning environment?
Absolutely. Such a learning experience and definitely very rewarding.
And you said that students can pick up the paper at multiple places. Where can they find the paper?
Students can pick up the paper pretty much anywhere on campus. I know that they have them in just about all of the academic buildings. You'll see them at different little podiums and stuff. There are definitely copies to pick up in the BLC as well. So many spots on campus.
Okay. Why do you believe that your section is important to the paper?
I think it's an important part of the paper because it's kind of where people go, to sit back and unwind. There are parts of the paper like news and sports that are a little bit more serious, but entertainment's where people can just go to read about movies and music and, book reviews and see what other students are doing on campus for holidays. And it's just a little more laid back and light. And I think that people, are excited to see what we have in the paper each week. So.
And you yourself, you also write along with editing, correct?
Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, I'll write. I actually we ran a story about video games and how they've evolved over the years, and I actually wrote that one. So every once in a while, I'll write too, which is also fun.
And your section also covers some of the acts that come to campus, such as the comedians.
Mm-hmm. I actually was able to sit down and talk with Ruthie Alcade, who was on the 1999 season of The Real World on MTV, which was great. She was really personable and funny. And that helped me to, kind of strengthen my interview skills. We got a lot of good information from her. I also was able to sit down with Jeff Keith, who was one of the comedians who came last semester. His show was hilarious, so it was nice to sit down and talk with him as well. He's a funny guy, so.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, a lot of good experiences.
How do you think that your position will help you with your future endeavors?
I think that it'll really help me because now I can basically do whatever I want in the field of journalism. I could write for a newspaper if I want to. I could write for, a website. I could write for a magazine. And I can edit as well now too, so it's definitely a bonus.
Gives you a leg up on the competition.
Yeah, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping.
That's great. Mm-hmm. And one last question. What advice would you give to younger students that want to follow a similar track to yours?
Definitely for any students who want to write, Rider students, come to our meetings. And if you don't feel like coming to our meetings, you don't have to come all the time. It's not strict in the sense that, you have to attend every meeting. You can come when you feel like writing, when you have some free time. And, if you really don't want to come to a meeting, you can just email an editor from whatever section you're interested in writing for, and they'll let you know which stories are open. But my best advice would definitely be to get involved and, stay involved because, however much work you do, you can put it on your resume regardless.
That's great advice. Well, thank you for taking the time to sit
You're
down with us.
welcome.
And good luck with the paper for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we have for you today. I'm Kelly Sousa, and I'll see you next week.